Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to you all. I hope you guys are doing very well today and you're ready to start your day with me, Maha Mukhtoom. And unfortunately, the weather and all the flu viruses have kept our Shahzad away, but we will see him again very soon. Today we have a fantastic show for you. It is going to give a lot of information about what's happening within Pakistan, but today is raining. The roads are wet, so let's try and be safe on the road. Let's use our indicators and let's enjoy this weather with our friends and family as well. Now, our public service message, because we have a lot to cover, I'd like to just jump straight into the show. But our public service message is linked to our topic of the show. And what we've noticed is that we notice there's a lot of stray animals around, cats, dogs, sometimes you get wild boars, there's donkeys roaming around, there's horses, there's cows, and etc., porcupines, etc. Now, when you see these animals, I know as youngsters we like to have fun and we think it's all like pranks and it's all fun and games, but throwing stones or bugging these animals, it's actually cruelty. So our public service message is that if you see them, don't just tease them because you're bored and you've got nothing else to do. It is torture as well for the animals, so leave them alone. If you're not going to help them, don't do anything. If you want to help them, leave some water out for them, you can leave some dry foods, but don't harm them, because as people who have more authority and more power, it is our responsibility to look after people or things that are weaker than us. So that is a service message. And linking that with the show, within the world, animals and humans live side by side. You cannot detach the two. We need, they are together. So we need to create an environment where everyone has rights, everything and everyone has rights, and they have some sort of welfare system going on, because if we separate them, half of our work won't get done. We use them for food. We are an agricultural land. A lot of people still use animals for farming. But if we mistreat them, then we're not going to get the most out of them. And also, we should be loving things that need our help. So to discuss this topic of what's happening within Pakistan, because there is a bit of a situation, because keeping animals isn't as popular as it is in other cultures. So we're going to be talking about what is the situation of these animals that are roaming the streets. What is the status? Are people actually actively getting involved to look after them? Are there animal shelters? What are the veterinarians doing out there? Do people have education? We hear growing up about, the religious aspect being brought into keeping animals and the way we keep them. So what is the truth behind all of that? So to discuss all these things, we've been very lucky. We've been joined by some wonderful guests, and I'm going to pull up their names now. So to discuss it, we've been joined by the Help Welfare Organization, which are rescuing stray animals or animals that are in danger. So we've been joined by Sunil Jamil. He is the founder and rescuer at HWO Animal Rescue. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Besides Sunil, we've been joined by Faryal Haq Nawaz. She's also a rescuer at HWO Animal Rescue. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Besides Faryal, we've been joined by Zainab Iqbal, and she is also volunteering at HWO Animal Rescue. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Okay, you guys can relax. This is a very casual show. It's conversation. And Sunil, you've been here before, but for all our guests, all our viewers who didn't catch you last time, tell us a little bit about HWO and what you guys are doing.
HW Animal Rescue is an organization. It's about rescuing injured stray animals, and it's about taking them from streets, taking them to medical facility, doing rehab, and getting them adopted. And sometimes our campaigns are about capture, neuter, vaccinate, and release them back where we capture them from. And it's not only about rescuing injured stray animals. It's about other healthy stray animals as well, because there is a huge number of unwanted population is coming every day. So what we are doing, we are spaying and neutering them in each sector of Islamabad and releasing them back. And but this time we are releasing them back with reflective collar and safety badge.
Okay, we'll ask you, the stuff that you're doing for the animals. But now, why did you create HWO animal rescue?
There is a huge need for this because in Pakistan there is no animal rescue. Now there are animal rescue organization. There is in Lahore, there is one in Karachi, and still in other cities of Pakistan there is no animal rescue organization is working. So that's why I've started. I thought there is a huge need. And
okay, now the argument is, and sorry, I'm going to move on to you girls in a moment as well, but the argument is that, human beings are suffering a lot already. So, maybe we should, but that is an argument that I've heard.
We hear all the time.
Yeah, so now, why animals?
because I love animals, and there is already so many organizations working for humans.
Yeah.
And why not for animals?
Well, look at the state of the world. This is what the humans have done to it. Okay, so now tell me, how did you get involved, Farial?
I've always been fond of animals since I was a kid, but I've also grown in a common household in Pakistan where kids are also, they're made to be scared of animals. That this one will bite you. Don't go near it. Don't go petting because it might give you a disease of some sort or the other. So I got really lucky that my friends are really fond of animals as well. So it was actually my best friend who made sure that I got along with dogs and cats and everything. So he made me get out of my fear of animals. And once I was over that, I thought what would be better than just going and helping the ones which actually need my help, because I can't keep them at my place because of my parents. And so just do my bit wherever I can, however I can. So that's how I got into Sunil's work, and I was following his work on Facebook, and I was like, okay, he's doing some pretty cool shit. So I reached out to him for so I reached out to him for a recent rescue that he was doing, and that was a very critical case of a stray dog. So I wanted to just go see how they operate. I asked him his model, and he sounded pretty convincing. So I ended up going there. I saw how they worked, and I really liked what they were doing. So I started volunteering for them, and then later on, slowly, I got into rescues myself. And now we're working
wonderful.
together.
Susanna, how did you get involved in this?
So my mother and I were driving around, and we saw a horse that had fallen on the road. And I remember seeing HWO on my Facebook. So I went to their page, I got their number, and I called them, and they were already there.
Oh, wow. Okay, amazing.
Yeah. So I think about 20 people called you for that particular rescue. And we stayed there for a while, and I noticed that while the horse was lying down, there were flies on her eyes, and there was one person dedicated to just making sure that the flies aren't on her eyes. So we contributed to that particular rescue, and then I started, bugging and calling Sunil more and more. And then I saw an abandoned dog with a broken leash. So I started walking that dog after his treatment was complete, and then I started walking other rescues as well. So now I just go and walk the rescues and spend time with them.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so kind and sweet. Now, okay, so Sunil, before we get into how, what type of people volunteer and what you're looking for in volunteers, let's find out what kind of projects and what kind of what kind of rescue and rights and safety things are you? This is the rescue. So what are the projects that you guys are doing?
For now, there are 3 projects. 4 projects are going on. First project is rescuing injured stray animals, which go all the year. And the other project is Healthy Animals Spay and Neuter Program, CNVR program. And the other project is Captive Wild Animals. It's about zoos. The one campaign you heard
about zoos later.
Yeah. And the other project we are working on is a policy making about laws, because all the laws, there are laws in Pakistan, but all of them are very, very old and not applicable for this time, for this era.
Okay, so that's another need for you, for the HWO organization. Okay, so now in each of these projects, how are you working on them? What are you doing?
Like I made different teams for each project. Like I have a legal team which is working for lawmaking and everything. For injured stray animals, there is a team of vets. There is a team of hospitals in which we are collaborating with them.
Okay.
And there is another campaign, the wildlife campaign, in which we are trying to collaborate with government.
Okay.
And at every stage, we are trying to
okay, that's good.
help them. Like in the recent campaign of Kavan the Elephant campaign, we managed to get like international teams, international consultants.
Is the government on board? Are they receptive to your ideas?
There is 2 sides of government.
You want a politically correct answer?
You want a politically correct.
PTV, so obviously politically correct. But also a diplomatic answer.
Yeah, We did what we can in the past. We managed to get all the teams, and we wanted the government to do MOU with that specific organization so they can improve their zoo facilities. Now it's up to government. Now what we could do is we're doing weekly protest in front of press club. Like we are just reminding them that please don't forget about these animals. So
now actually, before we continue with the conversation, we do have some videos of some of the rescues that you have done, carried out. So when we show them, could you just explain to us what's going on?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to show you about awareness workshops which we do in schools.
Okay, well, it depends on my producers, so whatever they play first is what we're going to talk about. Okay, so let's take it away, guys. Let's see what rescues HWO have carried out. No? Okay. As soon as it comes on, we will play the videos. So anyway, moving on. Okay, so you've got different groups and part of the different organizations.
Yes.
Now let's touch upon the laws, because I think that's really important. Because I mean, up until yesterday, okay, here we go. So what is this?
And this is a school workshop we are doing about animal awareness and about animal cruelty. And because we think we need to teach our children, because it starts from there. And if you go into the outskirts of Islamabad, the stray animals are mostly scared of not us or elder people. They are scared of kids because they hit them with stones. Because
so there's lack of empathy within the children.
Yeah, there is lack of empathy, you can say. Or, you know, they're brought up, their parents never tell them that this is wrong, or this is right, you should never.
But maybe the parents, okay, so now let's move into Faryal. The parents are probably not teaching them this because they haven't been taught this.
Yeah, exactly.
And they have no awareness of it.
Exactly.
So how are you guys tackling this? Because you mentioned before the show that it's about creating and raising the empathy levels.
Just like these workshops that we've conducted, the main aim is to instill this grain of empathy or this realization at the very grassroots level, so that the kids know that, you know, these are things that you can love and, you know, share compassion with. And having pets on my own, I believe that, you know, there's a huge learning curve for even elders, for adults, for kids. So you have to make sure that you just provide them with that source of learning. So, you know, besides doing such campaigns, our clinics are always open for volunteers. We have kids who come in and walk in all the time. There is no restriction on that. The doctors already know that, you know, these kids are affiliated with the organization. So they can come, they can take them for a walk, and that's how we got to meet Zainab as well. So, you know, we do have kids who come in and people from all walks of life. This also makes them realize that strays are not always animals with rabies, and they're not crazy, and they just don't go biting. Some of the most friendliest and loving animals that I've ever interacted with have been strays, and you know, it's just lovely to see them like that.
I'm going to be honest, because, you know, this, I mean, the whole point of these shows is to give you know, more of a ground reality of what's happening. You know, great things are happening, but we need to work on it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I did kind of adopt some stray kittens, which turned into cats. I mixed up their genders, named them wrong completely. Armstrong turned out to be a female, but we kept her name, and she got pregnant. Now, the thing is, I had those same fears that what if it's got rabies? What if it's got a disease? I don't know where it's been. So how do you know? And like, what if,
unless
what do
you jump into it, I think you can't really get over it.
Yeah, you can get them vaccinated in the beginning.
How are you supposed to catch them if you're scared of getting the disease, or if you have these, like, you know, irrational fears? How are you supposed to catch a stray animal?
That's where the community element comes in, Maha. See, I was lucky, like I said, I was lucky I had friends who were really fond of animals, so they helped me get over my fear. This is how
I'm not scared of animals. I'm okay with domesticated animals. It's when I see a stray,
you know,
I feel
we're
bad.
not talking about domesticated animals here. We're talking about stray animals. So, you know, in case of stray animals, you could get in touch with us or people who are not afraid of going near a stray animal, and then they can, you know, maybe help you come closer to them, and maybe you can start with a small petting and, you know, just reducing your distance step by step. It has to be baby steps, you know, nobody's asking you to take a dog catcher and just go on the street and you know, do it. You know, at times even we have that kind of, you know, 2-second fear that of going on element. But I think the community as a whole can, you know, help develop that kind of empathy and that rule out that fear element from the society. Because like you said, that parents have that thing going on which they were taught by their parents. So my parents, I'll give you my personal example, their idea and perception changed ever since I got into it. Because they were like, if she's safe so far, if God forbid nothing has happened to her so far, and she's been managing on her own, alhamdulillah, then I think, you know, all the other daughters and kids and men, they can also get into it as well.
Okay, yeah, because the kids can educate the previous generation as well, because that's what my sister did back at home. She got 2 cats, and now my mother is okay with animals, and she was scared before. Now, Zainab, tell me, the activities that you've been HWO have been carrying out, do you think that helps in raising, you know, first of all, what kind of activities have you guys been doing within the community? And do you think it helps increase the empathy? And also, when I ask these questions, you guys can add things in. They're not specific. Like, you know this, Sunil. You've been here before. Go on.
Yeah, I think they definitely do. For example, when we take the strays to the park, there's always little kids who want to come up, and I make sure to ask the parent if that's okay. And, you know, the kids come up and they play with the animal. They see that it's safe. There's other people who are interested too. I took one of our puppies to the park yesterday, and there was this entire fan club of girls that formed around it. So it definitely helps. And on a personal level, sometimes it's just something that people need to be made aware of, or something that you need to point out very slightly, and then you see the results, and it's amazing. So there was this one kid, he brought his lab puppies out. There was a golden Labrador and a chocolate one. And there's a stray puppy who was trying to play with them, and he kind of pushed the puppy away. It didn't hurt the puppy, but his feelings were definitely hurt. And I spoke to the kid and said, you know, your puppy seemed to like him, and he's a puppy too. You might as well, you know, get along with him. And he hugged him.
Oh, okay.
And then his older brothers came, and they were playing with him.
Okay, that's
and our weekly picnic program is literally changing minds of people. Like,
okay, tell us about the different campaigns.
Yeah, there is one campaign going on. Event we organize every week on Sunday. We take all our rescues to Haunted Hill famous park here in F6. And we make public event page, and people join us from Pindi, Islamabad, and different areas of Islamabad.
Petting zoos type situation. You know, like the petting zoos that you get abroad, where you go and kids can meet the animals.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. People can come and play with our rescues, and it's about the main aim behind this campaign and this program is like people come and meet our rescues and get them adopted and spread the word and see strays are not different from other breed animals and they all are same.
Okay, that's amazing, and that's so sweet, and that's great that that's happening within Islamabad, which is the capital. But now we're going to go for a short break, and when you come back, we're going to get some more ideas on what animals they are rescuing and the different campaigns, and how can we all get involved. And we will see a few more of their videos, which I will get my producers to actually play this time. So let's go for a short break, and when you come back, we'll continue the conversation.
The largest cultural activity in Pakistan is the annual National Folk Festival, Lok Mela, held in Islamabad in October each year. Over the past 2 decades, this festival has taken on an international flavor, and more than 20 different countries have sent their artisans and performers to participate in the festival. Nationally, the festival has become a thing of pride for artisans and performers who come on their own to participate. Most important of all, the provinces of Pakistan and Azad Jammu and Kashmir put up beautifully decorated pavilions, and visitors had the unique opportunity to see an assortment of Pakistan's traditionally rich culture in the federal capital of Islamabad for an exciting 10 days. An exhibition of artisans at work under the banner of the Heritage Museum forms the core of this festival. Pavilions of each province depict their own regional culture and crafts. The Research and Media Centre of Lok Virsa arranges groups of dancers that perform all over the festival grounds, inviting visitors to join in. And in the evening, arranges music concerts from all parts of Pakistan. This festival is a true depiction of the diversity found in Pakistani culture.
Welcome back, everyone. And before the break, we were talking about animal welfare and the situation within Pakistan, especially focusing on the strays within Islamabad and other cities. But we're lucky enough within the city to have people like Sunil, who has started the HW Animal Rescue Program, and it's doing some wonderful work. Every Sunday they meet at Haunted Hill, and they have a picnic with all the animals. And people, it's open to all people. Kids can come, you can play with them, you can adopt them. So it's like a petting zoo, but with stray animals, which you can actually take home. Once, you cleared all the different, requirements. Now, we have some videos which we're going to share with you. So we'd like you to tell us a little bit about the rescue missions that you have taken, because I feel like we need to highlight the positivity of the work that you guys are doing. So let's take a look at that, and you need to explain with each rescue what's happening. So let's have a look.
This eagle was rescued from F7 Islamabad after a heavy thunderstorm.
Wow, you actually do.
And
So you do get eagles in Islamabad.
Yeah, and
excellent.
And because of that thunderstorm, this eagle don't have any one missing claw.
Oh, its claw was missing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the message is to convey people, even if eagle is if you find eagle in that situation, that eagle can survive in wild, and you can release them back.
Okay.
It's not necessary to keep them at home or keep them as a pet, because they are wild and they get depressed, and even they die in captivity if you catch them from wild and keep them.
Okay, amazing. Okay,
And they recover so fast, you can
like
never see.
overnight, 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so now tell me, you said you have a whole team of vets.
Yeah.
How do you ensure that they're because everything, as Shazad was here, he would be saying that a lot of the vets, they kill the animals in the end because they're not qualified or don't have the experience.
No, it's up to you. Like team I have, the clinics I have with collaboration with, they are highly perfect doctors and certified doctors and well-reputed doctors. You can never say that doctor will kill intentionally that animal. It's up to you. You can find
No one
better
intentionally
doctors.
does anything, do they? Really?
I know some doctors, they are not good enough to handle my rescues.
Okay.
I never send my rescues to them.
Okay.
It's my option. It's my responsibility
Okay,
where I
but-
send them.
Okay, no, absolutely, it is your responsibility. But what I'm saying is that how have you managed to figure out who has the ability and who doesn't? Because we're trying to educate kids here. Now, kids or teenagers or even parents who are watching, they may not know how to differentiate between a good vet and a bad vet, especially if they don't have the experience. So give them some
Our processes
tools.
are very transparent
Yeah,
for
our
that
process-
matter.
Sorry?
Our processes are very transparent for that matter. If you follow any of our rescues, you will see that, from covering how they were captured to the procedure that the vet is actually doing on
That's
live on the
no,
animal.
that's not what I'm
No,
saying.
No,
let
but
me
the
explain.
the point
Let me-
is
yeah,
that
she's telling exactly right.
that
We're-
way you can see which doctor suits your mode, which one answers you correctly, which one is satisfying your particular desire to, get your animal treated. So you can see that, all the processes have to be very transparent. This way, the doctors are more accountable. And since they can see the final result of the animal at the end of the rescue, because we can compile the entire healing process, they can see, okay, this doctor did a pretty good job for a skin
Okay.
infection. This doctor did a pretty good job for a fracture.
Oh, no,
So
I
they
get
can
what-
differentiate
There's more to it.
themselves.
Okay, we have some more videos. Sorry.
So it's the same with human doctors. Sometimes you need reviews and you need to follow your gut. You need to talk to the doctor and see.
Or some people do no, some people just go to the doctor and keep going to the same doctor and it keeps getting worse and they don't get fixed. So that's my point.
That's why we have a vast panel. We don't just go to one doctor. We
Okay.
have different doctors in different sectors. This way, we also learn on the go that, okay, this one was good with this one.
Like
Okay,
I
they
want
wanna
to
show
add,
another video.
before the video, I want to add something more. Like we have doctors, and now we know this doctor is skin specialist. Although that doctor is covering all the patients, is covering all the types of patient, but we specially take skin patients to special another doctor, surgeons to specific clinic, because now throughout our experience, we know which doctor handle which case.
Okay, so basically, so what I think what we have taken from that is that if you guys are not sure, call up HWO and they will be able to guide you, because if you guys have no clue, you don't want to take a risk, then probably don't go with your gut, because that could cost a life. So do call people who know, have the experience. So now let's take a look at another rescue video, and you guys can and Zainab can tell us
Zainab,
about
you
this.
joined us in this rescue.
Oh, yeah. So what we didn't know at this time was that she was also pregnant.
Oh God! But so basically, tell us what happened to her.
So she collapsed on the road, and her owner was hitting her and trying to get her to stand up. But she was absolutely dehydrated. She was exhausted, and she couldn't. So he assumed that she was dead and moved on.
Okay, so now let me pause. This will link back to our conversation we just had. Now he's an owner. His gut instinct is to keep hitting the horse. Now, how do we, how will we teach people like that you don't treat them?
The way we took that animal away from him.
Okay,
So, and in particular,
That's his punishment. For
Yeah, that's
okay,
his
no, that's the
punishment.
counter-
He
so
still
many-
calls us.
there were so many people on the road who helped to bring him out to the side. And then, when I stopped, I noticed that there were motorcycles slowing down to ask about the horse. So, we're not completely lacking empathy.
No,
Sometimes you kind of just need to tap into it. And apart from the vets team and the HWO team, there was a whole group of people who were just there, worried and willing to help.
Yeah.
So
And
they
so
had to go
that's-
fetch
They
water.
were helping us in
Yeah,
every
in
single
everything.
thing. And
The online community was so
yeah,
helpful. We've got
Online
so many
community was very
offers to
helpful.
keep this horse.
And this is another example of the humanitarian aspect and the charitable and, the sympathize, the really love that a lot of Pakistanis have, which is, everyone highlights the hospitality and the charitable nature. So that's wonderful that people are helping. Now, okay, now in regards to the owner, I need to know, because I did over the weekend also see a man like treating his horse quite badly, and I was getting a bit upset. But people in, there was other people in the car, and they're like, oh, no, it's fine, or, oh, no, the horse will be fine, or, it's used to this stuff. And these are people who have traveled the world. They have, they're more
Savvy.
educated and, not ignorant. You would think that. But so even the mentality, this is, by the way, we're not attacking anyone, not criticizing anyone. This is a universal thing. Even in England, you have the oh no, I can't remember the difference between the kids one and the animal, RSPCA. And they have, there's videos and they're caught mistreating them. So, there's things happening all over the world. But now the owner, what happened to him?
what happened to him? He actually abandoned this horse.
Yeah, okay.
The reason was equines, horses, donkeys, and mules, if they get injured from
Exactly.
legs, they are useless to them because they can't use them for their carts or business.
Yes.
So what they do is leave them behind, and they see the horse is healed, then they take them back. And the plan
Oh,
was
wow.
for this horse was quite different. This horse wasn't healing rapidly. So what he did, he was going somewhere, and this horse collapsed, and he started beating, and she wasn't standing, and he left the horse on that same road. And then we started receiving calls that there is a horse lying in F10. What
It's
you
so
guys
great
could do?
people care.
Yeah, I was surprised. I literally received more than 20 calls, and
Amazing.
one of the call was Zainab called,
Okay.
and we went there with the group of team, Dr. Ghazanfar, Dr. Hamza, and we started giving injectables and through social media. Special thanks to people following on our social media. They shared all posts, and finally this horse got adopted by the Nawab of Kot Fateh.
Oh,
Malik
excellent. Yeah,
Muhammad
yeah.
Atta,
Yeah.
a very well-known horse specialist. You can say he's a master of horse pegging event.
Okay, yeah.
So he accepted all other horse rescues as well. There are many rescues in Kot Fateh.
That's
So
amazing.
what they have a specialized vet there, and now Tamale is very good there, and our rescues even gave birth there in Kot Fateh.
Okay,
And
but Zainab, you mentioned this horse was pregnant.
Yes.
And the owner didn't know.
Yeah,
The owner
he did.
didn't know.
Oh, he could have had 2 horses,
Yeah.
but you know, this is what
But
happens
now they
when you're
live in
mean.
a palace.
Sorry?
Now they live in a palace.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
karma. And that's balance of the
That's the
universe.
silver
isn't it?
lining we see.
Oh, that's great. That makes me so happy. That's a wonderful story for Friday. Yay. Okay, now let's look at another rescue activity they took out. My words are gone. Okay.
This one is Moshi.
God, it's very
So
skinny.
you can talk about it.
Moshi was rescued from a green belt of F7,
Yeah.
and she was so thin, you can even see her ribs.
Yeah.
And now she's living in a very good
Karachi,
place.
and
Yes.
she has a
She's
house
in
by the
Karachi?
beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went all the way to. Many of our rescues go all the way to Karachi, and
Okay.
people are willing to pay for their airfare. People are willing to take them in.
That's amazing.
And, you know, at times we kid around that, you know, I wish we got rescued too because they're living a better life than we are. I mean, mashallah, they get adopted in
that's-
really well. And,
yeah.
you know,
Okay,
We
that's
say
good.
now,
Okay.
and this is the procedure which we do. We give the whole transparency how the doctor proceed further with our rescues.
Okay.
So in our service industry in Pakistan, people could say that vet should provide such facility to their pets as well.
Yeah.
If our rescue is receiving such VIP protocol,
But it's so calm as well. Like it's not
See,
even
that's the
like
thing. Strays are very loving and affectionate,
Yes.
and since they've been neglected all their life, they want all that affection and
You can
love.
see
They
the
crave
sadness
it.
in the eyes.
You
I
know, they
think.
have this whole goo eye thing going on, and you know, they're very needy and they're very
Very
sly.
sad,
I
yeah.
must tell you. You know, they know how to, you know, get affection out of you.
Yeah.
and
They're
there are,
loving like that.
there
They're
are many
amazing.
aggressive cases we came across,
Yeah.
but it takes like within 2 to 3 days, or if it's more aggressive, it could take 1 week. It get tamed and very friendly with you. It's very calm.
Well, it's going to be aggressive if
Yeah.
it's roaming the streets and fending for itself. I
Yeah.
mean, even human beings, when they're left alone, like get angry and lose.
And but when I look into the pets, and if a pet is aggressive, it stay aggressive all his age.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
never get friendly with other visitors. But if you
That's the
look in
training
stray
of the
animals,
owners.
stray animals are looking for love.
Yeah.
And if you show them their, and what I believe, what my team believes, that we can communicate with animals. If you people could search on Anna Brettenbacher.
Okay, what's happening here? Sorry, just to interrupt you. What's happening
This
here?
is another
This-
one of our rescue Gugu.
Yeah, this video is all about rescues, how we take them, how we treat them. We're giving a rabies shot,
Okay.
and we take them like.
They hate their clinic visits. They just don't like them.
They don't like them?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they
all
get
of them,
injected and everything.
The
so
Gugu is
you have to calm them
suffering from
down.
scabies.
Oh.
Champ is also suffering from skin problem, and that day Rambo was also.
I love the
suffering from
names. They're amazing
Yeah.
names.
We're running out of names as well, so you might as
Yeah,
I'll
well,
send you
you
some
know.
lists. I'll send you lists. There's some great names out there. You can,
Yeah,
you can
please.
start naming them after fruits. That's apparently what people do as well. Okay.
Cherry, strawberry,
yeah, you could. Cherry's a good one.
pineapple.
Yeah.
we could only go for that.
Okay, so now that's really wonderful that you guys are doing this. Like, really, I am not kidding you. Like, it really makes me feel so like happy that there's some people that care enough. And because I remember I saw one dog sitting on one side in the shade, and the other dog was there scrounging for food, and it went back and shared it, and it really literally broke my heart. And I was like, I should call you guys. Maybe like you guys can check it out, the scene. Now, in regards to your accessibility. How many people are working there? How many phone lines do you have? And we will share. Okay, here we go. We have the number there now.
Yeah.
So is it 24/7?
It
24/7.
is 24/7.
Okay.
We are working. Most of our 99% cases are at night, like around 10 to 2 a.m. And most of them are accidental cases,
Hit and
because
run
at night
cases.
hit and run cases are more and more because of blind drivers, you could say. Traffic police is not working properly and giving license to not eligible people, and they're hitting dogs.
And also, I think people drive a bit recklessly. I
yeah.
mean, I haven't, thank goodness, have not hit an animal. But I'm not gonna lie, I can drive a bit like Anyway, moving on. So Zainab, now regards to you guys mentioned earlier when watching the videos that these animals are traveling all of Pakistan because of social media. So these are one of the benefits of social media. It connects people. How are you guys kind of making sure that they're going to the right homes? Are you able to do that?
So we're able to do that to an extent. We don't get a lot of...
Of course, to an extent, yeah.
So, you know, just talking to the people in advance and interviewing them, checking out whether they have experience keeping pets in the past, and then just leaving that door open that, you know, if you have an issue, you can always call us back.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's our policy.
And
If
even we
you're not
check them
getting along with
back.
the
We
animal,
check them back.
Yeah.
Even when they get adopted, we call them and send the, ask them that please send video. Please, we just want to make sure that the rescue is good. I
Because
trust
the
you, but
animal needs
still
to
we want to
accept
make
the
sure.
owner as well. They need to trust the person as well. So we kind of have like a play date with the person first. Okay, this is the space, you know, they come and meet the animal in their own safe space so that, you know, the animal can also sense their vibe and energy, whether they get along as well or not.
What happened with Mushi?
And yeah, in Mushi's case, the one that we saw last, they actually returned the dog because the dog wasn't feeling very comfortable at their place. Although they were a loving family, they were providing.
Not even feeling comfortable with
Yeah.
them.
But, you know, so certain kids are rowdy, so you know you can't really change the nature of kids as well. But that also affects
You
the
can
animal.
with a little bit of discipline and control.
Well, we can't tell the parents to do that for them.
Well, I think we can't, but we should. Some parents need to hear
so
that.
the animal also accepts or rejects the family, and in case they don't get along, we always have an open door policy that you can come, you can return them back to us, so that all the work that we've done on them, the rehabilitation, does not go in vain.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so we find a better family, a nicer one for them.
Okay, and this is, you know, I remember like while I was growing up as well, and you know, people used to get Christmas presents and parents used to give their children puppies.
Yeah.
And so there was actually a campaign that they started running, a puppy is for life, not just for Christmas, because, you know, during Christmas and the holidays, people would love it, then the puppy would grow up, and, you know, because it's a commitment.
Huge responsibility. It's a
Now,
huge responsibility.
one thing that we've taken, which I've taken, and I hope the viewers have, is that a lot of people do care. It's about knowing that there are organizations and systems in place in order to cater to the needs of any individual or any animal. So I'm really happy. It seems like, you know, people, the general community seems to be really like, have a lot of empathy and sympathy for these.
Our model is working because of them, because they support us on social media as well, and they've been there on ground.
Now, because we don't want to run out of time, we want to make sure we get through the rescue videos as well, because it's really important to give people visual, you know, visual of what you guys are doing. Now, the monkey. What happened to the monkey?
Could you please play monkey?
Okay, he's really excited about this one.
Recent rescue is the most toughest rescue.
Most toughest rescue.
Yes,
okay,
if you can see in this video, we have received that video from Lahore.
Oh God, no, I
interior
can't watch
Lahore,
Yeah.
and
oh gosh, okay.
this person, we used to beat this monkey on daily basis.
Oh my, why?
From last 6
Why?
months, and
gosh.
2 days back we received the video and we made a plan. Okay, we're going. Here we were making a plan in Park Tea House, a famous place in Lahore, that how we were going to proceed further with this rescue, because when we left Islamabad, we were like, we were
you just
not
left, we have to save it.
Yeah, we were not even
Amazing.
sure we would be able to rescue that monkey. And
Okay, so what happened?
what happened, if you play that video,
Play the video, guys, we need to know.
yes, we went to these old streets of Lahore, Lahori Gate and Bhati Gate, and we were doing recce of that person. That person was a drug addict and living alone, and this monkey was only his companion, but he was beating him so cruelly. And this team of 4 people, I forgot the names, Hamid, Adil, and Masuma reported this monkey.
Okay, then.
And please play this video, Waqas.
Waqas, what are you doing?
And in this video, we use
This
the
is the
help
owner.
of one policeman, and he called that who is living upstairs, and we called that person out.
So you actually managed to
And
get a
this is a
policeman?
monkey, and he was literally attacking all of us. We got only time of a slot of 10 minutes that we have time to take this monkey out from this street, because this mohalla was very dangerous, and people were against our rescue.
Oh,
and
so people heard about it.
Yeah, people heard. Some of them were supporting us.
Okay.
Please play that video.
Okay,
You
so
will
then what
see
happened?
that how it was very difficult mission. There was an end of the street, the bike was waiting. The another end of the street, there was a car was waiting, and Once we end up in the car, we take that monkey right.
Okay, now tell me, where was the owner when you guys did this?
Where was them? He was at home.
So
They
what?
do
distracted the
nothing.
owner with the police officer. So
Yeah.
basically, they made this strategy that they distracted the owner with the police
Oh,
officer.
Yeah.
so you
We
stole-
compensated him as well.
Okay, I was
but
gonna say
on
you
this,
stole his.
no, we didn't stole.
we
We
didn't steal.
You
gave. We
rescued
told
him.
him
Yeah, rescued him.
that we are from Animal Rescue. We received this video that you are doing this and this. This is
And
not
this is not
right, and
allowed.
now you don't have any
Grounds to keep him, yeah.
You can't keep him. What we could do is compensate with you money. And he said okay, but although right after
Monkey.
rescuing, he started running behind us. Okay, no. He gathered all these mohalla people and like, come with us. They are taking my monkey, and we were running on the street. Although we paid him as well, and
Okay, now in regards to when you told him, is there okay? So we've got a list of all the laws. So in
Yeah.
regards to that, is there anything that what are the biggest fines? What is the biggest consequence?
the biggest fine in Pakistan against animal cruelty, even if you burn some animal, and
Rupees
even if you kill some animal, there is a fine of 50 rupees.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, seriously.
With a really lack of value of human or
He
like
shall
living
be
life.
he shall be punished in the case of a first offense,
Okay, but the thing
and
is,
with fine which makes 10 to 50 rupees.
but aren't these old laws?
Yeah.
They are, all of them are old. If you see 1971, 1912, 1890, 1956,
When didn't even exist?
1959,
Yeah.
and
They need to be revamped.
yes,
They
we
need
are
to-
working on this,
Okay.
and we are trying to get them
Okay,
updated.
so you managed to get the policeman on board.
Yeah, it was like, I can't share a whole story how I managed to get them on board.
But you
it
managed.
was no, I got only one constable on board somehow.
But at least you got one. It's better than none.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
better than it because
And it helped.
we were
It
not
was a huge
familiar with
help.
that
Okay,
place.
now, okay, we need to know what happened to this monkey. So you rescued it. Now,
Yeah.
then what happened afterwards?
Yes, we can't send that monkey back in wild directly because monkey live as a pack. They don't accept new
outsider
monkey
like
in
that.
outsider in their pack. They literally kill that monkey.
Yeah.
And that monkey could even starve to death because he's not familiar with that environment.
Yeah, exactly.
He don't
okay.
know how to get the food. So we get them adopted by a very loving family, and they are treating him very well.
Okay, he's adopted now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
adopted.
adopted.
And
Yes.
before getting him adopted, we told them that this is a companionship of not 8 or 10 years. The monkey life is like 25 to 30 years. And you have...
So you sure you want to do this?
Yes, you sure want to do
Yeah.
this? They said, yes, we could do
Oh, that's great. And,
So-
and the,
Even
and
I
now
want to...
the monkey's
Yeah,
happy.
yeah,
Yeah,
monkey's happy.
even in
Yeah.
other cases as well. Before we have a very less time. I want
Yeah,
to
we'll
share.
have to
I
wrap
want
up
to
now.
share about dog shooting happening in Islamabad. It's not happening because of government. It's happening because of people. I want to spread the message today. Don't blame government. This department came established because of demand of people. They are killing stray dogs, even 50 dogs a day, and yearly they are killing 20,000 dogs a
20,000
year,
dogs.
and it could only change through awareness, guys. Every stray dog is not suffering from rabies. There are symptoms of rabies. You could see that if the dog is suffering from rabies, it's like 1,000 out of 1 dog is suffering from
Okay,
rabies.
what are the signs of
You
this
can
dog?
never blame,
Just
like
give us a quick signs of the
dog
rabies.
started
Foaming at
barking,
the
running
mouth,
behind
foaming
you, aggression. And strays are not aggressive in streets. If stray is aggressive, you could call us.
Yeah.
We could go and check it out.
Yeah.
And you can never call CDA that there is 4 dogs, shoot them. It's not humane if you kill them.
Okay,
And
so yeah, there are alternatives. like
there
you
are
said.
alternatives.
And like at the end of the day, I know a lot of people, like you said, were blaming the government. But at the end of the day, when the demand is so high and then there are no alternatives, then people and they don't have the experience, and they're going to make, not the best decisions in regards to dealing with the matters. So there are people out there now who are experienced. Now, just share your Facebook page as well and everything.
Okay.
So tell us now quickly what it is.
HW Animal Rescue.
Okay, perfect. So facebook.com/.
Yeah.
Yeah, HW
Viewer?
Animal Rescue /REG.
/R. So another /REG. So we will share all of this information on our page. Is there quickly, Zainab, one sentence, what would you like to say to everyone?
For people who consider themselves religious and practice, know that if you believe in the sentence that on the day of judgment the ground will bear witness against you for treading too roughly, know that dogs are intelligent animals, and if the ground can bear witness against you, so can they.
Okay.
So just be careful, be aware, and be empathetic. Make sure that your heart is soft and you're just as accepting and loving towards other living things as possible.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And Faryal, quickly, one sentence.
As human beings, I believe we have the capacity to give a lot of love and compassion. So why hold it back? Why keep it to yourself? Why be greedy? Just spread it around, not just limit it to human beings. Just, just spread it to all living beings out there. Be
Wonderful.
compassionate, be loving.
Great. How about you? Quickly, one sentence, and actually one sentence.
Okay. I just want to say all animals are same. They all feel pain. Love all animals equally, and yes.
Great. Thank you so much for being here. It's been
No,
an
thank you
absolute
for having us
pleasure.
over.
Thank you so
I'm
much
so
for
happy
this.
with the work you guys are carrying out. It really, really warms my heart, and it's a wonderful way to end a week. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do support them. Do log on to their Facebook fan page, which is /HWO Animal Rescue /REG Reg. So I hope you guys took something. And every religion promotes caring for things that are weaker. It's not just about human beings. We have to treat animals as kindly as we treat, our fellow man. So with that, do log on, have a wonderful weekend. Be good, be safe, enjoy the weather, and we'll see you bright and early on Monday. But before I go, do log on to our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of World This Morning, and all the information will be there. On our Twitter page, World This Morning without a G. On our Daily Motion and YouTube page, World This Morning. And the repeat is at 11:05, so 11 p.m. in the evening, and then we'll see you bright and early on Monday. Have a good weekend.